Hey babe, can you spare a few minutes to really sit down and take this in? I need to share something with you that has been weighing on my mind ever since I heard it. It's about you, something your friends confided in me. Their words left me completely speechless, and even now, I'm still trying to process everything they said. When they first started talking, I had no idea what to expect. But the more they opened up, the more I realized just how special you truly are and how important it is for you to hear these things for yourself. I remember sitting there, listening to them describe you in ways that made my heart swell with both pride and wonder. They spoke about you with such affection, such reverence, that for a moment, I felt like I was discovering a new layer of you I'd never encountered before. It's not every day that people open up about someone else with such sincerity and personal detail. Usually, people shy away from deep conversations or keep things light, but your friends were different. They poured their hearts out, and in the process, I got a glimpse into who you are in their eyes, and it left me utterly amazed. What caught me off guard the most was how their words echoed the qualities I've already seen in you myself, but with a depth and clarity I hadn't fully appreciated. They described you as their ultimate rock, the person they can depend on no matter what life throws at them. They painted a picture of someone who is solid, who stands firm in the face of chaos, and who always has a hand outstretched to help them back on their feet. They mention how you're the one who picks up the phone when they call at odd hours, who shows up with a comforting hug when they're on the verge of a breakdown, and who offers genuine advice without any trace of judgment or condescension. In those moments, as they shared their stories, it felt like time slowed down. I could see the sincerity in their eyes. Their gratitude for you was so tangible, it was almost like a warm glow in the room. They spoke about how safe you make them feel, about the stability you bring to their lives, and about your unwavering willingness to be there, regardless of how busy or tired you might be. Their testimonies weren't just casual praises. They were heartfelt expressions of love and thanks for someone who has impacted their lives in immeasurable ways. At first, I wasn't sure how to react or even what to say. You know me, I'm often ready with a joke or a quick remark, but this time, the sincerity of their words left me without any witty comebacks. I just sat there, taking it all in, feeling every single word settle into my heart. It dawned on me how rare it is to find someone who consistently shows up for others in the manner that you do. Life these days can be so hectic, and people often get lost in their own troubles, rarely stepping outside themselves to truly support someone else. Yet you manage to do this for so many people, consistently and with genuine care. I think the biggest realization was not just understanding that you're a supportive person, because, let's be honest, I already knew that, but comprehending the magnitude of how deeply this trait of yours runs. Your friends described a person who doesn't just give a shoulder to cry on, but offers their entire presence. They mentioned specific moments when they were at their absolute lowest, feeling lost or hurt or alone, and you came in like a steady, guiding presence. Sometimes it was a small act, like sending a thoughtful text message at the perfect time. Other times, it was something more grand, like driving through the night to be there in person. In all these scenarios, the thread running through each memory was the reassurance that you would do whatever it took to make them feel seen and supported. Hearing them talk about you like that made me reflect on our own relationship. I started replaying moments in my head, times when you were there for me in ways that might have seemed small at the time, but meant the world to me. There was that morning when I was stressed beyond belief, dealing with a crisis at work, and you woke up early just to make sure I had coffee, breakfast, and a kind word before I left. Or that time you offered to run errands with me all day, even though you had your own tasks to complete, just so I wouldn't feel overwhelmed. Those acts of kindness and your unspoken promise of emotional support are part of the reason I fell for you in the first place. And hearing your friends articulate it all confirmed just how special you are. Your friends used words like trust, dependable, rock, safe space, and guiding light. These aren't throwaway phrases, they're powerful descriptors that speak volumes about who you are. When someone says they trust you completely, it's not just about feeling comfortable around you. It's about knowing that you hold their vulnerabilities with care, never exploiting their weaknesses. It's about being confident that you won't abandon them when the road gets tough or the conversations become difficult. And from everything I heard, it's clear that this is exactly what you do for them. I also noticed a sense of awe in their voices when they mentioned that you somehow managed to give this level of support to many people at once. It's as if you have a bottomless well of compassion, and they feel lucky to share in it. They understand that you have your own life, your own set of challenges and dreams, yet you never let that stop you from being there. They admire this balance you strike, living your own life while still making space for those you care about. In their words, it's a remarkable blend of independence and generosity, one that leaves a lasting impact on everyone fortunate enough to know you. It'd be lying if I said this conversation with your friends didn't shift something inside of me. Hearing them speak made me realize that I might have taken some of your qualities for granted, just because I see you every day. When you're constantly surrounded by a person as caring and genuine as you, it's easy to become accustomed to it. It's almost like living next to a breathtaking view. Over time, you might forget to look out the window and fully appreciate its beauty. But your friends reminded me just how rare and precious you are. Another thing that struck me was how they spoke about the reassurance you provide. One friend told me how there were times they were on the brink of giving up, whether it was giving up on a project, a dream, or even on a relationship, but your words of encouragement kept them going. You have this way of nudging people forward, gently but persistently, showing them their own strengths when they can't see them. The way they described it, you don't force hope on anyone, you simply illuminate the path ahead, reminding them that there's light waiting to be found. Every story they shared had the same underlying theme. You empower people. You don't enable their fears or doubts, you validate them and then softly guide them toward what they need to do next. That's not something everyone can do. Many people either try to fix others' problems directly or distance themselves to avoid the emotional weight. You, on the other hand, stand in that gap, offering both understanding and a gentle push to help them find solutions themselves. As I listened, I thought about the times you helped me recognize my own potential. You might remember when I was struggling to believe in my abilities at work, doubting every move I made, and you simply said, I believe in you, and I know you're capable of so much more than you think. You didn't give me a step-by-step plan on how to succeed. You let me figure that out for myself. But your faith in me was the spark I needed to take that leap. Reflecting on it now, I see how that same gift is something you've been offering everyone around you, friends, family, even acquaintances you barely know. I think what's most remarkable is the fact that you offer this kindness without expecting anything in return. You're not doing it for recognition or praise. You do it because it's who you are. Your friends kept pointing out that behind your warm smile and empathetic eyes, there's a heart that genuinely cares about seeing them thrive. You're the type of person who finds joy in others' successes, who lifts people up because that's how you see the world. Better when shared, better when supported, better when lived in community. But you're also not a pushover, and that balance is something they deeply respect. While you're unfailingly kind and considerate, you're also strong in your convictions. If someone you care about is about to make a destructive decision, you're the one who steps in and speaks the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. You don't sugarcoat the realities that need to be confronted. Instead, you stand by them, offering both honesty and compassion in equal measure. Your friends said that you've saved them from spiraling more times than they can count, and they are forever grateful for that. Hearing all these things, I realized that in many ways, you've been the quiet hero in the background of people's lives. You're the one who shows up with a blanket and a listening ear when someone is crying at 2 a.m. You're the one who reads between the lines of an fine text message and presses to find out if your friend really is okay. You're the one who will sacrifice your own comfort if it means ensuring the comfort of someone you love. And you do it all without making a big show of it. You let your actions speak louder than words. And your friends took notice, so much so that they could barely contain their admiration when they told me about it. I want you to know that as they spoke, it felt like my chest was filling with warmth, pride, admiration, gratitude, and love, all jostling for space in my heart. It's not that I didn't already value you. I certainly did. And I do. But hearing other people articulate it so vividly gave me a new perspective. They helped me see you in a light that goes beyond our day-to-day interactions. I could see you through their eyes, and that image is breathtaking. It's one of unwavering kindness, subtle strength, and boundless empathy. I feel incredibly fortunate to call you mine. I hope you understand the magnitude of what your friend's words represent. It's a testament to your character, your integrity, and your generous spirit. It's a reflection of the countless times you've put someone else's needs before your own, the many nights you stayed up talking a friend through heartbreak or confusion, and the countless hugs you've given at exactly the right moments. For them, you are not just a friend, you are a lifeline, someone who helps keep them grounded in a world that can sometimes feel so unsteady. Sometimes, we forget to tell the people we love how much they mean to us. We assume they know, or we postpone expressing it because life gets busy. That's why it's so important that you hear this now. Your friends admire you, love you, and trust you to a degree that goes far beyond the typical bonds of friendship. They see you as an integral part of their own journey, someone who makes life more bearable when times are tough, and infinitely more joyful when times are good. You're sharing all this because you deserve to know. You deserve to hear the difference you've made in the lives of the people around you. You deserve to feel that sense of pride and accomplishment that comes from understanding that your kindness has ripples far beyond what you might initially see. You've made a positive mark on their lives, and in turn, you've inspired me to be a better person too. In fact, I find myself thinking, if your friends trust you so completely, if they find so much hope and solace in you, why wouldn't I do the same? I already do, of course, but it's a nice reminder of the fact that I can lean on you when I need to. Sometimes, I get so caught up trying to be strong for myself that I forget you're right there, ready and willing to lend a hand or a comforting word. Your friend's stories gave me permission to relax a bit, to let my guard down, and to embrace the security you offer. They reminded me that it's okay to rely on someone so nurturing, that letting you in can be one of the healthiest decisions I make. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge all the small gestures you do for me on a daily basis that I might have overlooked. The times you check in on me just because. The times you remind me to eat or drink water when I'm too busy to notice I'm running on empty. The times you sit with me in silence because you know that's what I need. All of those things add up. They are the threads that weave a sturdy net of support under me, catching me when I slip or stumble. And from what I've learned, you do this for everyone you care about. When I heard your friends talk about you, it was as though they were reading chapters from a book I've been living inside. A book titled You, with so many hidden gems I was only half aware of. But now, I feel like I've read a few more pages, seen a few more reasons to adore you. I've gained a deeper insight into the complexity and beauty of your character. And it's not just admiration, it's gratitude, because you're sharing these gifts with me too. I get to benefit from your warmth and your steadfast loyalty, just like they do. Your presence, your energy, it's something that can't be easily replaced or replicated. I think your friends sense that. They know how lucky they are to have someone like you in their lives. They told me as much, and I agreed wholeheartedly. You're not just a friend to them or a partner to me. You're a lifeline, a beacon, a person who lights the path when darkness creeps in. And no matter how many times we say thank you, it never feels like enough. I'm writing all this down, going into detail, because I don't want even a shred of what they told me to be lost or forgotten. I want you to carry these words with you, to reflect on them when you're feeling down or doubting your worth. You should know that, in the eyes of the people who love you, you are precious. You are rare. You are the kind of person who makes life better just by being in it. That's not a small thing.